first Manchester derby of the season is in the books, and as of right now, bragging rights belong to the blue half of the city. In the game that both teams needed to win, it was City who came out the winners, as in turn creates more questions than answers for Ruben Amorim at Manchester United. But is this a new dawn for City, or is it covering over the cracks? Well, tonight, myself and Alan dive in and break it down, and we also look ahead to City and United's weeks. I'm Bobby the Blue, here with Alan the Red, and this is the Manchester Is podcast. Hello, Alan. How are you doing?
Hello, Bobby. Hello.
Now,
Yeah.
this isn't a mudslinging podcast. We've made that perfectly clear. But on the first show that we've done since one of the two teams played each other, I just have to say, Manchester is blue. Go fuck yourself.
And do you know what? I wish I could argue it. Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah. There isn't an argument to be had.
We'll break it down in just a minute. But remember when we spoke last time, you weren't optimistic then. Did you get any more optimistic as the game was coming up, or as the
I
week
think
went
there was
on?
maybe a 3 minute period at the beginning of the game where I was like, "Cool, we might have a chance here," and then no.
Well, we went into the game. Um, Mainly, the main headline was a tale of two goalkeepers. Really, we debuted Gianluigi Donnarumma, signed from PSG at the end of the transfer window. Gave him his debut. You had some pretty positive comments about him and his signing for us last time, and your new goalkeeper, Lemons. Is that how you say it? Lemons. Lemon.
Lemon,
Yeah.
lemon. I'm calling
That's
him Lemon because
that's
that's
a he-
how we'll
that
bloody end
that's I was gonna say that's a headline for the Sun if I've ever heard one.
up.
Don't buy the Sun. Um, but yeah, Lemons didn't start, and Amorim stuck with Bayern. When the team news came out, did that shock you, surprise you?
No, not really. He said quite early on in his press conference that he was going to play Altai. I don't think that Lemons had much of training behind him with the full squad with the international break and people coming back, and obviously we were straight into training. And it's been a thing for a while that Man United managers, for quite a while, like they want to get 2-3 weeks of training behind him before they throw him in. So I didn't think he was going to play. I don't think it would have changed anything in fairness, but I don't think he was ever in line to play with how late he was signed.
Well, if you listen to this podcast and you've been living under a rock, the Manchester Derby was this past Sunday, um, and it finished 3-0 to City. Phil Foden bagging his seventh Manchester Derby goal so far in his career after some nice work from Doku. Second half, we got another Erling Haaland in behind Doku again. I'll talk more about Doku in a minute. Haaland again, and then I mean Haaland should have had about six himself. Won't talk about that miss. And then yeah, some proper Sunday League defending from United gave us third. Reinders missed the sitter at the end, and if it wasn't for Donnarumma, it could have been a bit of a squeaky bum time. That's the
What a
highlights.
save that was, though, by the way. Like, that save from Mbermo, like, even I sat there and went, fair fucks. Like, that's what Donnarumma gives you. Like, he just pulls a save out of just nowhere.
Mm.
Like, fucking incredible. Bastard.
I had a chat with someone about this actually, and it actually made a good point. Is that if Edison was in goal for that, he wouldn't have even dived, and
Yeah,
Bomo would have
he wouldn't have
just
gone near it. It would have just come out nowhere. He just stood there and then shook his
mm.
hands and,
we would have been
like you
talking
said,
about goal of the season, maybe goal of the month at least, like worthy goal from Mbomo. But the fact that baffles me about Donnarumma so much is that his reflexes are really quick, which is they should be for a goalkeeper. But he's so big and he gets down so quick. I think that's the thing that impressed me. Um,
yeah, he's like 7 foot tall, but like he's really agile. So like you say, he can like get down and get back up really quickly. and he's experienced enough to know the situation of pretty much every attacking play that's going to come towards him, and he's still got another 10 years.
I
Still
know
got another ten
that's a
years.
scary thing, really, a scary thing. I'll talk about Donnarumma then, so we can wrap him up in the sense that all the City fans online were worried about his play with with his feet and you know what he's going to bring to the team. But what I assessed and what I saw is he's had a press conference today ahead of the game. He said he'll play with his feet if he has to. He'll play it if he can, but he's not going to put himself under unnecessary pressure, and he'll just go along with it, which is quite refreshing to hear. It sounds like he's been given a little bit more of a free rein to control his own box as opposed to play. Obviously, he does what the manager says, but it's more Pep letting the reins loose a little bit and letting him just be the goalkeeper that he is.
Which I think is really interesting because you're looking at Pep that's controlled every aspect of every team that he's ever managed over the last, what, 10, 15, however many, 20 years, whatever. Um, but he's got he's got a keeper now that's come in that is already world class. He doesn't have to wait for him to grow into the squad. So maybe it's Pep going, I don't I can already trust you goalkeeper wise. So you do you, and then you can just adjust the back four, five, whatever around his goalkeeper. And I don't think he's ever had that comfort previously.
I was going to say because I think apart from Erling Haaland, he might be the only player that Pep signed for City that is world class now. Like he's world class now. Um he's brought in other players and they've gone on to become world class, or some players were already there, like Aguero, Kevin De Bruyne, Sterling, etc. But Donnarumma, Haaland was signed, and everyone knows what he's like. But Donnarumma has come in, and he's already a world class goalkeeper. Now it may be a case of I'm just going to let him do what he needs to do, and I'll adapt around him, which is exciting in a way. Exciting. Let's talk about the first half then. So it was a very sad like day after we lost Ricky Hatton, the big blue, but a really big Manchester um, son, if you want to call it like that. And yeah, so there's a little bit of extra sauce on the game going into it. Um, I thought it was quite a cagey start from both teams. I don't think either team had particularly better chances going forwards. I don't think. I mean, we almost scored in the first 15 seconds, but between that and Foden's opener, we didn't really create that much. But you didn't either. So
Yeah,
um,
I think that Haaland shot miss in the first 15 seconds kind of put the shackles on Man United a little bit, where they were like, all right, we'll counter, counter, counter. Like the plan is going to be we're going to counter. And then 15 seconds in, Haaland narrowly shanks one wide. And I think United defence went, shit, yeah, we we can't bomb forward like we thought we were going to be able to. And it just created just really predictable attacking phases of play from Man United. Just really, really, really predictable from every aspect that they were doing.
yeah, I mean, if you actually watch the replay of that opening chance, if it was De Bruyne in that position, if he'd have done the thing that he does sometimes, where he swings it back on himself across the 18 across the box, Reinders was there. It could have been. I'm just saying it could have been, and which is not the start that you want. Bit of a different outlook on tactics. Phil Foden came in for this game. He hadn't started. I don't think he'd started um, any game this year so far. He's come in and Pep had moved Bernardo Silva out wide and let Foden play inside, which is usually the other way around. Um, which is because Bernardo Silva's not quite got the legs anymore, which I was surprised as to why he was playing out there. Um, Gave Jeremy Doku a lot of freedom, and yeah, I mean, Doku's had a bit of a bit of an epiphany with himself this summer about saying that he needs to do more, do more, contribute more goals and assists, which is completely correct. He's got more goals and assists as the seasons have gone on, but they're still not. He's not pulling up any trees. Put it that way. Um, Danced around your lot though.
Yeah, and I think he's in a bit in a weird place, is Doku, where it's like I think this is what I would call like his put up or shut up season. Like he's either got to do it or he's gonna go because there's gonna be players that will come up in the next season or two from either your academy or you're just gonna fucking pluck out of Europe somewhere that will be potentially equally as good in a system as Doku. So he's really got to nail down, and he really did play well on Sunday. Really, really played well. He just was all over, and we could no matter which side he went to, where he went, we couldn't handle him at all.
I agree with you actually. I think this might be a make or break year for him. Um, he has this in him though. Like he has the ability to give the performance that he gave against United more often. I think the frustration comes from him and Haaland have never really been on the same wavelength. Doku would take someone on and Haaland's nowhere to be found, or Doku would take someone on, Haaland's right there and he goes back again, does something else. And it's just if they can get that. It's why the second goal, go into it now, the second goal was the nice little intricate play from the throw in. O'Reilly to Foden, who's laid it off to Doku. And usually, if you watch the other angle, there's another play. There's Reinders, I think it's Reinders, is square. Haaland's made the run, and Reinders is square. I think on another day, Doku would have played that square, or he would have just gone on himself. But actually, he's taken one touch and slid it in behind, which is great because we need more of that. Um,
I think that's the importance of Foden as well. Foden being played centrally, he does push up and occupy a space that Ireland would usually like to drop back into. And Foden occupying spaces that Doku won't means that Doku can't run in. It means Haaland can't drop, which means Haaland pushes forward, which means Doku pushes forward, which means you've just got instantly two more players in the box
yeah.
just to fucking score.
And then that was 2-0, and then we had a bit of a falling out, well, a bit of a calamity at the back. It could have been worse from the defenders giving the ball away, and Haaland, it was harder to miss, but he managed it. Um, and then, further on, United there was a save from Donnarumma, which was covered, and then they're trying to go forwards again, and then they give the ball away at the centre circle. It ricochets back to Bernardo Silva, and Erling Haaland has time to make a cup of tea, you know, do his dishes, fold his clothes before racing through and scoring a goal. Can you please tell me how you get to that point defensively in a professional football match? The floor is yours.
Yes, Luke Shaw, not a left back. Sorry, not a centre back, is a left back. So his instinct was to push forward. I think at that point, I think we had Mazraoui on. Did we? I think we had Mazraoui at centre back as well. I think, but either way, like we had Harry Maguire was the senior person who's got the turning circle of a tractor and is about half as quick, and they were literally all in a line. So as the ball ricochets out, Bernardo just goes, "Oh, big lanky Norwegian fella. All right, there you go." And like you said, like Haaland at one point pings the ball forward to run onto and looks behind him and slows down because he knows it's Harry Maguire. He takes a small look over his shoulder and goes, "Oh, I'm right. I'm fine. I have got all the time in the world." And then just places it into the corner and then off he goes. It's 3-0, game over. And like you
Chance
said, like
for,
he could have had 70 easily.
I think the 3-0 scoreline does actually flatter you in the end, in a way. If it got to 2-1 and that chance from Mbomo goes in, I'm not sure I would have enjoyed the last half an hour or whatever it was. Um, but Yeah, it was good. Reinders missed a chance at the end. I think, like I said, I've not been convinced about Reinders since Wolves on the opening day. I think if he'd have got
Yeah.
a goal in that game, it would have been better, and you would have probably been talking about him in a bit more positive light. But we'll see. Let's talk about the result and what that means then. So it's four games, one win, one draw, two defeats against Arsenal and City. So you can have that, but
Yep.
how are you feeling? We'll talk about this weekend later on, but how are you feeling immediately after that game about the team and about the manager?
So, and got a quick plug. I was on TikTok live throughout the entire
You
game.
were, yes, you can follow
Um,
um Alan Kay
I
on
don't know what
TikTok.
my username is. I think it's Misery King Alan K. I think if you put that in the box, I will probably turn up. But I was live streaming throughout the game, and after the game, I was getting bombarded with Amorim's got to go, Amorim's got to leave, Amorim's got, and I'm like, cool. If that's your opinion, that's fine. I completely get that. But who do you get in? And the people are throwing like, oh, Jose's available, Ollie's available. I'm like, okay. And what did they do last time? Oh, it's a new regime. Okay. But we've gone and bought £300 million worth of players for this system. And you want to go back and play an old system that people said we couldn't play, was outdated. Like people are like, oh, get Zidane in. Yeah, because Zidane's going to win the Champions League with Real Madrid and come on language in 15th at Man United. Like,
Zidane
come
won
on.
Zidane won the Champions League. He's managed no one since. I don't think he's
Yeah.
interested at all at managing anyone. He just happened to be on shift.
Yeah, it was just picked up a bit of an agency shift and just went, oh, I'll just stick on for a couple of years. Like, it'll be right.
He probably gets paid more being a Real Madrid agency manager than he does managing somebody else.
But
So I
like,
mean, in terms of Ruben Amorim, then, do you think what does he need to do in the next couple of games to where are you now? In and out. On in and out.
oh,
Where are you?
I'm in, very, very
Sure,
much in,
sure.
very, very much in. I don't see the point in 18 months, well, not even 18 months, and getting and binning him off and we start again and blah, 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 blah. I think the system probably needs a slight tweak. I think playing this 3-4-3 doesn't quite work. I think playing maybe a 3-5-2 could work. And controversial hot take, I really think he needs to drop Bruno. I
Wow.
really think he needs to drop Bruno. I think Bruno is when things aren't going right, it's you see it through Bruno Fernandes.
Mm.
And oh, he's playing out of position. He's a midfielder. Whether he's attacking or central, the things he should be doing are the same. But you drop him 6 foot back, and apparently he can't kick a ball straight anymore.
He's
It's
also your
getting
cap.
really
He's also your
frustrating.
cap. Yeah, he's also your captain.
Yeah,
Which, you know, if you're thinking on paper, what makes a good captain? He's not it for me. And I'm not just saying that because of the podcast that we have and the teams that we support. He's not a captain. I don't know
no,
why. Harry Maguire plays all the time. I don't know why they just didn't give it back to him. Um,
I don't think he wants it.
oh, fair
I
enough.
don't think
I mean, that's fair. I mean, if it was up to you, who would you give it to?
that's the question, right? Who do you give it to? Let's go through the starting 11. Lemons, Bindia, no. Mazraoui, Dallo, Luke Shaw, Maguire, Dorgu, Umbermo, Cunha, Sesko, Fernandez, Casemiro, Ugarte.
That's
Half of
good.
that team have been there for less than 2 years.
You'd probably say Lissandro Martinez if he could keep fit.
Big
Um,
if though,
but there's your
big
big
if.
there's your big
But
if.
I think when he comes back, if he could stay fit, we've sorted a big issue at defensively
Mhm.
because we will be playing. For me, I would play Mazraoui, Delict, and Martinez as your back three with, and then that would allow you Dallows and your Dorgus to just
Right.
go.
Yeah.
But
What do you
yeah,
think if
I
there's
don't
any
know.
what do you think if there's any legs to this rumor that I've read online today that Ruben Amorim will be awarded £12 million compensation if he's sacked within 12 months? Do you think that's bullshit? Or could you see cynically that they'll wait?
When's his 12 months up?
I think he signed during the October-November international break. You got rid of Ten
Um,
Hag in October, and then he started the first games back.
every single rumour that's going around at the moment is saying what about him being sacked? He's got until the October international break. He's
Do you believe
like,
that?
I, it depends how Chelsea goes. I don't think they'll sack him. I don't think they'll sack him. I think he may very well walk because his reputation is currently being dragged through the mud.
It gets to a point, doesn't it, about whether do you walk to keep your reputation intact, or do you get sacked so you get a nice payout? But then,
Yeah, like
which
because
one?
if you're
Cynically,
looking at your contract and go, I've got 12 million. If I walk, I'm giving up 12 million pounds.
yeah.
Like, but I think he's been linked with the Benfica job when I saw this morning. So he could walk, go into another job, and very quickly pick up his reputation in Europe.
I'm pretty
Ready?
certain that Jose Mourinho is getting that job. He's there now. That's
Is
probably that's
he?
apparently yeah. I don't know if that's rubbish, but apparently he wants the job because he wants to get back into football. But I mean, Benfica, Porto, and you think Sporting and Porto and Benfica as well. Would he go to Benfica? Um,
I think he'd go
interesting
anywhere that
times.
isn't Man United at the minute.
Yeah.
He's been linked.
So we'll talk about the upcoming fixtures soon. Next three for you is Chelsea, Brentford, and Sunderland. How many points does he have to get to be safe, do you think?
Does he have to get, or
Yeah.
do I think he will get?
How many does he have to get, in your opinion, to survive that run of games?
7.
Yeah. Yeah, two wins and a draw.
2 wins, and he has
Um,
to not lose the next three for him to be.
I think I'm with you. I think if he loses
I think
against
he loses
Chelsea,
Chelsea. I think he's in big trouble, big trouble.
I was going to say the opposite, actually. I think if he loses against Chelsea, he'll get away with it because it's Chelsea. But if he loses against any of the other two, it's curtains.
But like the Chelsea game, if it was the opposite way round and we were going City, Sunderland, Brentford, Chelsea, I think he gets away with losing the Chelsea game because the Chelsea game is so close. It's literally the first opportunity to win again after such a drubbing at City. I think it puts so much pressure on that result. If we don't turn up to that, like if we play like we did against Arsenal and we lose 1-0 to a dodgy decision or like a penalty or whatever, I don't think that's good enough. I do not think that he gets away with it immediately after the City game. Like I say, if it was 3 weeks down the line and we beat Sunderland 2-0, we beat Brentford 1-0, and then we lose 1-0 to Chelsea, it's kind of, shit, yeah, all right, fair enough. That happens. I think he's in big trouble if he loses immediately after City.
Because the way that you've put it there is that at least they can put it down to Chelsea being a better team than you, being Chelsea being a bit stronger than you, that you're able to beat the teams like Brentford, you're able to beat the teams like Sunderland. But when it comes to stepping up on your game and playing against someone like Chelsea, Newcastle, City at the minute, Spurs, if you lose one of them games, you kind of you're not happy about it, but you can stomach it and move
It's
on.
more accepted to where we are at the
Absolutely.
minute. Where like a lot of Man United fans, especially older Man United fans like myself, we've still got in our head that like we are number one. We are top club. We're not. We're a top 10 club at best currently.
Hmm. Hmm.
So if realistically, if you're looking at the table and we're going, who's better? Who are we better than? Brentford's kind of on that line, maybe. We should be better than Sunderland. I'm worried about Sunderland. They're playing really well at the minute, and that atmosphere could very much
Oh, it's at their
push.
place, isn't it?
They could very much push that result through. But like you look at the table and you go, Brighton probably on the line. There's not many teams that I would say we're definitely better than in the league at the minute.
It's going to be an interesting couple of weeks, I think. Okay, I'm gonna put you on the spot, play devil's advocate a little bit. Amorim goes, whether he's sacked, whether he steps down, however you want to interpret that. Who's on your top three shortlist dream and your top three actually realistic?
Oh, Jesus.
If those two lists merge together, that's also fine.
Yeah, I think so. I think realistically, they'll go for that. And I can't remember his name, but the dude that's at Brentford now.
No, that's Keith Andrews. You mean Thomas
Is it
Frank,
Brentford?
who's at Spurs?
No, no, not Brentford. The other red and white team, not Sunderland. Bloody hell, Bournemouth. Bournemouth, that dude at Bournemouth.
Red and black. Oh, Areola.
Yeah, the nipple. Him. I think he'll be top of the list. I'm
Think he's
not.
very good.
Oh,
I think he's very good.
he's very good, but I think he's got a similar issue as Amorim is. Like he's very good, but I don't know how much pressure a manager of that talent can take because again, like I said, like Man United's a big pressure job where it is very much like you must get us to the top. We are not sitting here and accepting 10th and a cup run. Although I would accept 10th and a cup run at this point. Like a lot of Man United fans and the press very much go, if you're not top four, you have failed. And I think that gets on a lot of managers' backs. And I don't know how many managers' egos would look at the Man United squad and go, yeah, I could fix them. I'm the fucking man. Because Ten Hag wasn't the man, Jose wasn't the man, Van Gaal wasn't the man, Rangnick wasn't the man, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wasn't the man, David Moyes wasn't the man, Michael
So,
Carrick wasn't the man, Ryan Giggs wasn't the man,
so who's who?
Van
So who's
Nistelrooy
who
wasn't the
really?
man.
It's a who's who.
um,
Um,
but
yeah.
I'd have Solskjaer back. I, if that
I
was the
mean,
option, like with a better structure behind him, I think he may have a better chance of succeeding. And if nothing else, you'd get 2 months, 2 years of a bit of a bounce back.
yeah,
That, but not much else.
it's going to be interesting. I think because I've spoken to people and they've told me that they should never have sacked Ollie in the first place, but they've kind of got over it now. Um, you sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer when you were second. Oh, sorry, after finishing second, brings in Ronaldo. The feathers get ruffled a little bit, and it doesn't quite work.
But he didn't want Ronaldo.
No, he
That
didn't
this
want
is the
him.
thing.
Yeah, he
Like
didn't want him.
he's openly said that like Ronaldo came in and he was like, I don't get why. Like marketing, yeah, we probably passed FFP that season just on Ronaldo shirt sales alone. Like having
Yeah.
Ronaldo 7 printed on the back probably pushed us to the next level with the FFP. But he's openly said like it did nothing for us.
Well, you know who he did want?
Well, yeah, what Haaland?
Erling Haaland.
Yeah,
There's a clip going around of him on the overlap with is it the overlap? I think so. Where he
yeah,
said
it's Gary
he
Neville.
got
Yeah,
yeah, he got in touch with United's board when he was at Molde
yeah,
and told him about this kid. Sign him. He's just signed for Salzburg. Sign him anyway. And then thank me later. And even when he was at Dortmund, they wanted him then.
yeah. But like Solskjaer said to him, he said to Man United, "I've got this kid at Molde. He's going to be incredible. I'm offering you, like, come and sign him." He went, no, it's fine. We'll go. So he did it again at Salzburg. He went, look, he's gone to Salzburg. He's probably going to cost you a little bit more, but he's still going to go and smash it. No. And he did it every single time. And even when he was going from Dortmund to City, it was get this kid, put a bid in for this kid. Like he's the one, still nothing. And we ended up with bloody Igalo and Cavani and Ronaldo and Zlatan and like all of those, minus Igalo, obviously, but like
Mm.
all of those are like fine for 6 months, a
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
We get Haaland at 22, 21. He would have been at the time. That, like, he would have been a bed.
I think he said if you'd have bought him from Salzburg after they just signed him, you would have paid 20 million euros for him. But would he be the player that he is now? Don't know about that.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
But to not
It's
have the
it's
chance
nuts and
is frustrating.
coconuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We reached out and asked on our Instagram, Manchester is Pod, on our YouTube channel, if you're watching, hello. And on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, if you are listening. Um, we've got some comments here. I asked some of my my oldest friends, who are all Reds, who, you know, it's just the way it was back back then.
I'm
I
sure they were
asked
happy to hear from you this week.
I text them and I said, "No rage bait. Thoughts on yesterday."
Yeah, you did the same to me, you prick.
I don't need to say it to you. It's fine. You rage at everything. Um, so my friend, shout out Mike Timms, who's probably listening. He said he said this quote: "We are shit. Did not test you in any way. Bruno as holding midfielder does not work. I'm very skeptical about the formation. I know Antonio Conte did it. However, he is a one season coach. I don't know how. Don't know. Yeah, maybe. We have the players to be
He did
pushing top
put it
six.
this way, didn't
Oh yeah,
Conte didn't do it at Spurs, so
true.
it proves that.
We have the players to be pushing top six, but Ruben is filling round holes with square pegs. Our two best players last season, Ahmad and Bruno, have been pushed to play where they are not effective. It's starting to grind my gears. Agree? Thoughts? Quickly?
Up until Ahmad. Ahmad is not good enough to start for Manchester United.
Hmm. He
He
was a
is,
saviour of yours last year, wasn't it?
as an impact sub, he is fantastic. Bring him on 60 minutes and pace, 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 and he will do wonders.
Mm. Another comments. My best friend Simon Foden. He is my Simon Foden, no relation. He's a red. He was my best man as well. I asked him, and he said, "Got to try something different. No one's going to knock him for changing the system now. It's silly. He's sticking with it. Formations change all the time. I just don't get why he's so adamant to stick with one system for every team we face. Agree, we do have the players, and there has been sparks in all the games, other than Grimsby, but let's ignore that. Push Bruno
Came
up
from
and
2
bring
nil down,
Cobb.
by the way. There was some spark there, something there.
Push. His final point was push Bruno forwards and bring Kobe Mainu in. Surely the first week after yesterday.
I don't get why he's not playing Mainu. I, that's the only part I'm fully in support of Ruben Amorim. Fully in support. But then I sit there and go, what does that man have to do to play a game?
Mm.
What does he have to do to even come on and do something? Because as much as I like Ugarte and he breaks up play quite nicely, he doesn't do anything progressively. He is a good interceptor, move on, blah, blah, blah. But then Bruno in that position, if you put Kobe Menu in that position, you're going to have someone who's able to move it forward and doesn't just ping it 40 yards.
Yeah.
It's madness that he's not playing Menu like
He
at
came
all.
on and he did that little shimmy and a nutmeg and got away from our midfield. And it's like, where's that been?
Yeah,
Where's that been?
yeah.
Not just on the game, but where's that been all season? I've not seen anything like that. Mike signed off his comments by saying that Haaland seems twice as fast when he plays against United.
It's just Maguire. It's just like I
It
said,
is
it's
Maguire. It is Maguire.
the turning circle of a tractor, and he's twice as slow. And it's just, I think we're seeing a Harry Maguire that is aging and is now not playing consistently, and it's very much showing. I think
Yeah,
Harry Maguire
yeah,
playing week in week out, fine. Harry Maguire playing 20 minutes as we're 3-0 down, trying to save a game, just it's not the one, my guy. It's not the one.
not the one. Well, coming up, we're going to talk about the upcoming fixtures for both teams, including City's return to the Champions League tomorrow. Nonsense. Tomorrow, it's Wednesday, by the way. We're playing Champions League football on a Thursday. Nonsense. Um, Especially seeing as though we play Arsenal on Sunday and they played yesterday. We'll get into it. Talk about. We'll also talk about City's what the win means for City, and we will also preview United's fixtures. We'll be right back with me, Bobby the Blue, and him, Alan the Red, here on the Manchester Is podcast. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Manchester Is podcast with me, Bobby the Blue, and him, Alan the Red. Um, if you just, well, why would you just join us in the middle? That's weird. Go back to the start. Um,
Start again, you weirdos.
Start again, you weirdos. Yeah. So Manchester City came out as the victors at the Manchester Derby on Sunday, and I just wanted to touch on about whether this is a bit of a false dawn for City, or is this now going to be a period of consistency? Happens to us a lot. It has happened to us a lot in seasons where we would have a little bit of a shaky patch, not including last year, where we'd have a little bit of a shaky patch, but then we'd pull ourselves back together and we'd go on a nice winning streak, if not undefeated streak, for a while. And I'm hoping that that is going to be the case going forwards.
But you even did that last year, to be fair. You just started late. Like your
Yeah,
patchy run
yeah,
went on longer than it normally would. Like usually by like November, Pep goes, all right, that's enough of a head start. Let's start playing football. And they didn't do that until January. And that's why
too
you were
yeah,
like,
yeah. It's too late by
just
then.
sat there and just went, oh, it's a bit close now.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is, yeah, we usually start slowly, have a little bit of a ropey patch, but then towards the winter into the new year, we've sussed it in a way. Didn't last year. It's too late by the time we'd figured it all out. But I'm hoping now that we've had our shaky patch early, got it out of our system, with players coming back in now. John Stones came back to training today. Rodri's still getting minutes in the legs. Um, and yeah, I mean, looking at our fixture list is a little bit kinder between we've got Napoli tomorrow, we've got Arsenal on Sunday, but then a few winnable games before we then play Liverpool. I think we play Liverpool. Um, so yeah, hopefully this is a bit of a going to be a bit more positive from us.
Do you worry about the narrative of Napoli tomorrow? Is
Yeah,
there anything about it like the De Bruyne, like the return of the king that was McTominay, ex Man United? Like,
mm,
is there any of that that you sit there and go, "Oh, this could be a tricky one"?
yeah. When I saw the Champions League draw, and I knew immediately when it was being done that we would get two teams at least. We'd get Real Madrid away, and we'd play Napoli. Home or away doesn't matter. We would play them because it's fixed. That's what they want. Um, the fact that we've done the big send off, you know, the big show at the end of his last home game, and he's back immediately is a bit funny, but a bit daft at the same time. It's just like, oh right, well, it's like when two people meet each other in the street and they end up walking the same way. They say
Yeah,
bye and then they
yeah,
go the same way. It's like, well, he's already back. It's a bit weird. I love Kevin De Bruyne. Don't get me wrong. I hope he has not a stinker. I just hope he just doesn't really do a lot. To be fair, it's going to be tricky though. It is going to be tricky.
I've done a massive disrespect to the greatest striker in all of Italian football in Rasmus Højlund.
He's going to
I've done a
score.
100%. He's going to score. He's going to have a belter, absolute belter.
Well, he scored at the weekend, didn't he? Um,
It was a bit of a lay on, but yeah, he was on the score sheet.
he was, yeah, well, it's more than he could say for most of his
Yeah,
United
fair.
games. I just think it's a little bit of a weird dystopian sort of time that we're in. Is that a Napoli team, which includes Scott McTominay, United's like second, third most expensive striker they've ever bought, and Kevin De Bruyne plays for him. It's just weird.
but not even like just Scott McTominay. Scott McTominay, player of the season for Napoli, Scott McTominay. Like cult hero Scott McTominay. Like, how the fuck has that happened?
He's proper
I love
embraced it
Scott
over there,
McTominay.
isn't
He's
he?
bang average, absolutely bang average. He's Wes Brown and John O'Shea in Scottish form. Like, will probably slit into any team, but he's gone over to Italy and gone, yeah, fucking well good here, aren't I?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, we'll get into the predictions of the game a bit later on. I think the what I am interested to see now going forwards is how much rotation is Pep actually going to do now. I think the back four on Sunday was very good, very solid. You had a defensive partnership of Diaz and Gvardiol. Gvardiol starting the game starting for the first time. Nico O'Reilly at left back was really surprising. I didn't think that he would be the one to start. For me, I thought that either Ake would start at left back or Rico Lewis would start at right back and Gvardiol be pushed over to left back. And yeah, so we had O'Reilly at left back. We had Gvardiol and Diaz and Abdulkadir Kusanov at right back. Look at me when I'm talking to you, okay? He will, if he hadn't had that 10 minutes against Chelsea in his first match, he will be in the team of the year this year. But the media will only complain about that. He is mustard. He's absolutely amazing. Buy your stocks now. He's going to be the best defender in the league in the next 3 years. Trust me. Don't.
we've got today's clip. Bloody hell.
Yeah, clip that. I mean it. It'll do really well in Uzbekistan. I put a flag in a tweet once and I got loads of likes. No, honestly, I'm semi-serious about that. I
He looks
mean,
solid, to be fair, when he plays. Like,
he's a.
he does a very good job.
Don't you think he's a proper throwback as well, as in a slide tackling, no nonsense defender? We've got a
He's
little
got a
bit of
bit
a
of.
go
Go
on.
on.
No, I was going to
No, no,
say
go on.
we were a bit worried about what we are going to do at right back because we didn't sign one, and our choices were Rico Lewis. I like Lewis, but he's not the best defender. Matthias Nunes, who his own manager has said he's not smart enough to play in midfield, and buy someone else, but we didn't do that. But everyone was clamoring for put Kusanov there because they can do a back three. He's he's got the pace of Walker to that we lost, and he's very astute on the ball. He might not be the best going forwards, but that's probably not his problem. Just send it down the other way.
He he's got controversial. I know he's got a bit of a Gary Neville about him, where I know my job, I'm doing my job, you do yours. Don't worry about what I'm doing. I'm fine. Like, you know where he's going to be, you know what he's going to be doing, you know he's going to be solid, so you don't have to worry about that position that he's in. And I
Yeah.
found that with Gary Neville, that's exactly what he was. Like, bang average player, Gary Neville, but like he was bang average for however many years that
Mm. I
he
think
made
that
a good career out
Kuzanov.
of it.
I think the problem with Kuzanov that people who don't watch him every week, like I will, they see him on the telly once every couple of weeks, and he gives away a foul for a late challenge. It's like I don't mind it in a way because it's as long as it doesn't lead to anything, it
That's it,
shows that
yeah.
he's willing to put himself out there to win the ball back. City love a cult football player, someone who's willing to die for the shirt. Zabaleta, for example. Even Nigel de Jong in his short period of time he was there. Um, Kuzanov is next. He's the next cult hero for this club, in my opinion.
But like you say about the giving the fouls away, as long as it doesn't go to anything, like he's doing it to break up play. People like wingers are fast. Sometimes you've just got to take one for the team, take the foul, potentially take a yellow, but you're stopping that break. And that's what people like him do very well. They'll analyze the situation and go, I ain't getting there, so he's not getting there. Simple as.
And the thing is if he does end up developing as but more of an attacking right back, he's got the legs to recover. Should it
Yeah.
not work? I don't think I've ever seen him cross the ball, so I don't know if he can do that. But it's not really his job. I think if you watch the game back from Sunday, especially in the first half, a lot of the play was on the right hand side, but it was overloaded by Silva, Doku, and Foden. Kuzanov wasn't really there. He was kind of sitting in the back three, back four. I think he's great. You know, he's not going to win you a lot of points in fantasy football, but he'll win your hearts.
He's Man City's Antonio Valencia.
Oh God. The rest of the team, we had Rodri still coming back. It's gonna be another season, I think, before he's back to his elite level. Looked a bit tired as the game wore on, which is understandable. If you don't play football for a year, you have a really bad injury, and then you got to come back into the pace of the of the league.
Yeah.
Reinders still settling in. Like I said earlier, if he'd got a goal on Sunday, it would have been a lot of it would have been a lot more of a better. He would have been talked about a bit more after this last weekend.
Yeah, I think the
Doku,
pressure might start to mount on Reinders a little bit if he doesn't, if he don't get
yes,
that monkey off his back
yeah,
a little bit
yeah,
quicker.
definitely because Kovacic is coming back, and Pep likes to. He had it with Gundogan. He likes to play players that he has had for a bit over some new players, just to kind of do a bit of rotation. Nico Gonzalez is getting more chances. Um, so yeah, Reinders. After the first game, like you said last week, he's after the first game we were waxing lyrical, but just needs a he needs to put his stamp on a game. What better place to do it than at the Emirates at the weekend? We've got Napoli. Yeah, like I say, we've got Napoli and we've got Arsenal and we've got Huddersfield Town in the EFL Cup next week. Um, I'm worried. I'm not worried, but I do wonder about rotation because you'd think that perhaps James Trafford would play tomorrow against Napoli, but then Donnarumma did the press conference and he had that performance at the weekend, and I just think don't change what ain't broke. I'd actually play the same team.
Yeah, I don't think he changes unless there's some sort of fitness issue with one or two. I think John Stones might come in play a bit more, but I
Yeah,
don't think he
yeah.
changes
That's
that.
it.
I don't think he
I
changes
feel
that much.
like I think that's the only change that I can see is Diaz dropping down for John Stones to do Stones and Guardiola at centre back. Keep
And
O'Reilly,
then he'll
keep
just
Kuzanov.
swap it at like 60 minutes, and
Sure,
one will play 60, one
sure.
will play 30, and then going into the weekend, they've both within a week had 90 minutes or whatever.
Mm. Well, our next three fixtures are all in three different competitions. Obviously, we've got the Champions League tomorrow, we've got the Premier League against Arsenal, and then we've got Huddersfield in the EFL Cup. No, no. um, I'm really interested in that EFL Cup game against Huddersfield, actually, about because he usually does this against when we play lower league teams, he'll rotate completely.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see a few of the academy players because it's been Oscar Bob kind of counts because he was in and around the squad, and then he did his injury. But I wouldn't really class him as an academy graduate who's new now. Like he's
Yeah,
still
he's
part of
in
the
the.
team.
I class him as like in that first team picture,
Yeah,
but
we've
not
got.
first squad.
I can see players like Divine Mikasa maybe getting a start. Striker, he's a striker. And Funi, who was on the bench for the derby, I think I can see him maybe getting a start. There's Wint, who's a goalkeeper, who actually I used to play Sunday League with his dad, so I've known him since he was like 4. So I feel ancient, um, knowing that his lad is now the under 23s keeper or whatever he is, the EDS keeper. Can see a lot of rotation. We'll get into some predictions then. We we'll start with you. Um, After your game against City, you have, like we said before, you've got the nice recovery game of Chelsea at Old Trafford on Saturday night. I'll go first because I can see you winning this game. If I'm being honest, I can actually see you winning this game. I think you go into Chelsea are playing Bayern Munich now. They're going to come back from Germany, maybe change a couple of people. You might make some changes for the better, for the worse. I'm going to go with a 2-0 win. I'm actually going to go for you to win too. I'm sticking my neck out, guys. Don't say I don't give you nothing. If I was a real City fan, I'd say that you're gonna lose 8-0.
And either of those could happen. Let's pick the way Man United are playing. Either of those could be absolutely
No.
fair.
My heart says 8-0 to Chelsea. My head says 2-2. Well, I'll go 2-1 to
Yeah,
you.
we don't get a clean sheet. Not a chance. Not a
Yeah.
chance.
Go on.
Uh, yeah, yeah. I'll go 2-1 United. I think you're right there. But I think it's an emotional thing
But
that
what I was gonna say, what has to happen for you to win this game?
Garnacho plays.
I was gonna say you do. I was literally just about to say, he. I didn't. I forgot that he plays for Chelsea.
I think he's forgot that he plays for Chelsea.
Didn't have the
I
best
th-
game, did he?
because no, he didn't. I the did you see the internet when Chelsea scored? And they were like, "Oh, Garnacho involved in the lead up." No, he didn't. He pinged the ball at a defender and it ricocheted out. He wasn't involved. He tried to shoot and it was shit, and it ricocheted into
Mm.
someone's path, and then didn't track his man in the 93rd minute and they conceded. But if he plays on Saturday, I think the emotions get the better of him, and he's going to try to get the best on his own, and it'll play into Man United's advantage.
Right. Well, we've both gone for the same score, 2-1 to United. Not that I want you to win. I just want to point out and say that if you lose, I won't be disappointed. Okay, us, we've got three. We're going to record next week on Thursday, so we've got the three games to just we'll have four games in total to talk about next week. So first we've got. I'm pretty sure it's an international break after that. Ugh. Anyway, so tomorrow we Thursday. Can I just ask, as a neutral in this situation, as neutral as you can be, yeah? You're playing a big game on Super Sunday. You're playing Thursday night in a Champions League match at home against Napoli, the Italian champions, and your opponents played 2 days before you and have had 4 days off. I think that's absolutely bullshit. And again, just rubs us the wrong way with the relationship that we've got with UEFA in the sense that they don't care. It's just
I don't get
makes
it.
no sense. And it's the
I
only week, it's the only week of the Champions League game weeks that has Thursday games. What's the point? Like, why?
I get that someone has to play Thursday night. One of the teams has to play Thursday night. I get that. I don't get why they've done it where they can't go two English clubs could have played on Tuesday. That those two clubs could have been Manchester City and Arsenal.
I mean,
You could have played that. You
it
could have
needed
done that, surely.
they needed to look at the fixture lists of who was because Arsenal and Spurs both played on Tuesday. Um, Chelsea and Liverpool are playing tonight, and tomorrow we're playing and Newcastle are playing. But yeah, like you say, swap. It must all be to do with who's got what on and concerts and stadiums being used for other things or whatever. But yeah, it's rubbish. I went to the first game of the league phase last year. I went to the opening round against Inter Milan, and I went home and painted the wall, and that was more, and then watched it dry, and that was more entertaining than that game. I felt so bad as well because my friends had flown over from Florida for the week, And I said, "Oh yeah, we'll try and get tickets to go," and we did. And it was the first game they'd ever been to, and it was 0-0, and it was fucking rubbish. And I don't think we're friends anymore.
I mean,
Uh,
that seems fair. Like that's legitimate torture to put
it's,
someone through.
it's
Like bringing them
always the way.
from there to here and then
I
putting them through
know.
that.
And then the game was goalless, and then we wore that fucking dirty pillow kit as well. Do you know that one that Noel Gallagher designed? We only wore it
Oh
twice.
my god, I had wiped that from my fucking brain.
We wore it
Yes.
twice. We wore it in that match against Inter at home, and we wore it against PSG away
Oh,
and lost that game. But yeah, someone described it as a dirty pillow. Like
yeah.
it's disgusting.
I'm, I'm gonna
Um,
have to bring it up now and have a look because that, yeah,
I'll let you do that while I say what I'm going to say. Napoli at home, everyone says that it's going to go the way that everyone knows it's going to go. Kevin De Bruyne is going to get a goal, or Kevin De Bruyne is going to get an assist. But I think we'll do it. I'm going to go 3-1. I think we'll concede, but I think we might be in front for. I think we might be in front before that happens. So I'm going to go 3-1. I don't like to do goal scorers because it's just like well, it doesn't
it's
matter.
tedious.
It's tedious. But yeah, I'm going to go City to beat Napoli 3-1. Fingers crossed, get us off to a good start this year. And then we've got Arsenal on Sunday. I am try and try and try to be the most positive I can possibly be when it comes to the team, which is probably a fat lie. Um, Arsenal at the Emirates, they've got the vibes, haven't they? They got the vibes. They've always got the vibes.
Have they though?
They've got a
Have
real.
they?
I mean, assessing them. I watched them for a bit yesterday. They were all right. I've not actually seen too much of them, to be honest, this year. They seem to have a pretty decent. I mean, Talk Sport, like flipping Darren Bent loves them.
Oh,
Obviously,
proper like off his rock on him.
I know.
He's on the payroll, that man.
I'm gonna remain as positive as I can, and I'm gonna go for 2-2. I'll take a draw. I will. The way that we've kind of started and the way that they've started, I'll take a draw at the Emirates. And then next week Huddersfield in the AFL Cup at 3-0 or something. 3-0, 4-0. Who knows? Could be
Yeah.
a Grimsby, but what's going on with my hair? Um, but
You'll
yeah,
beat
yeah,
Napoli 4-0.
yeah, 4-0.
4-0. I
That's
think you'll
very
trounce them.
that's a battering that.
Yeah, I think you'll absolutely trounce them. I think there'll be uh, a big parade about De Bruyne, and it'll just be a lovely atmosphere. Everyone will be having a lovely time, and you'll ping it around, and it'll be the easiest, most convincing win you'll have ever seen
Hey,
in
look, I
Europe.
hope I
Like
hope you're right.
Arsenal, I think you'll win 1-0. I think they'll put 11 men behind the ball,
At
and
home as well, I can see
yeah,
it. Like you've
it's
just
it's
you've you've
so
just said
boring,
it. You've just said it, and I can see it happening.
and it'll be like a fucking scrambly corner in like the 72nd minute that fucking John Stones will stick his massive forehead on, and it'll just trickle in, and it depressingly it'll be like it will be a terrible game of football because it'll just be all City pass, 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 and Arsenal just sat there waiting for a pass to go astray. And Man City are too good for that pass to go astray. So it'll just be 90 minutes of City possession, Arsenal counter, breaks down, repeat. And then Huddersfield will be like you say, fucking 3-0, or Huddersfield will win 1-0. Like, let's be fair, you
No,
don't give a shit.
no.
Long
I
term, you
mean,
could not go monkeys.
I do. Viva la Carabao. We won it 4 years in a row, and we've not won it since. And I'm missing that sweet, sweet Carabao. As the purveyor of energy drinks that you are, Alan Kay, have you ever had Carabao?
I have.
And
My heart did not thank me for it. It, it it's a very potent energy drink, and I get why it sponsors one of the most prestigious as obviously as former winners of the League Cup we take this competition very seriously. That's why we were devastated to lose to Grimsby in the way that we did. Uh,
Yeah, it'd
yeah,
be nice. It'd be nice because the last few seasons we've kind of gone out of the Carabao Cup with a bit of a whimper. So it'd be nice to because he has always taken it seriously, and I think he's actually been annoyed when we've been knocked out of it because we always seem to get someone like Newcastle or Chelsea or something and get
yeah,
knocked
because the
out.
winners usually get like a really easy run, like really, like especially if it's a Premier League winner. So like when Man United won it, I don't think we played anyone too special until the final.
Mm,
And like
mm.
City always end up with, like you said, they get a Newcastle, they get a Tottenham in like the fourth round, and it's like,
What happened last
fucking
year? Yeah,
come on, man.
we were right in the middle of that run, and we got Spurs. We were Spurs away, which we never win in there anyway. And I think
Yeah,
the year before that we lost to Newcastle, I want to say, and then we lost to Southampton away, which was literally Pep said it himself. I think was the worst performance ever under a Pep team. I bleached my brain forgetting about that game. It was awful. Um, hey, just a quick prediction. Kalvin Phillips is back in the squad. He's been brought in from the cold. I just want to get your thoughts on this. He's been brought in from the cold. His injury problems, he's come back. He's definitely been registered as a homegrown, like a paperwork tick box. Do you think he plays any minutes in these three games?
oh,
Huddersfield is calling his name, brother.
it is, but I don't think. I think he starts a strong midfield. I think Pep starts a stronger midfield than Calvin Phillips.
Well, this is the Calvin Phillips podcast. We are the agenda is live. Let's get Calvin Phillips some minutes. Alan, it's been a pleasure this week once again. Chelsea at home on Saturday. Will you be live streaming?
I will be. I will be. I had a check in the break, and it is Misery King Alan Kay. I usually go live about 10 minutes before kickoff. I don't do anything illegal. You can't see the game, you naughty little tinkers, but you will see my lovely face getting more and more distressed over an hour and a half period. And then
How many?
afterwards, I usually get a shit ton of abuse. So
I was going to say how many you did it for the first. I don't know if it was the first time, but you did it for the first time whilst we've had this podcast for the derby. How did you do view wise? How many people did you get on?
I think over the entire thing, it was like 2,500
Very good.
over the entire
Very good.
thing, and like a lot of those were like immediately after the game, like
You
just
need to make sure you've got
oh,
like a get one of those things they have in prison where it says the Manchester is pod on the front so they can see it
I'm getting a
the whole
background
way.
and everything. Like I'll have the green screen and the job lot.
Yeah. So if yep, Misery King Alan K on TikTok. He'll be going live. The game kicks off at 5:30, so about 5:15, 5:20 on
Yes, give or
Saturday.
take.
Join him. I'll probably do one at some point as well. When I ever get a chance to watch a game on my own, which is never.
I'm never on
Um,
my own. That's about the wife who's just in the corner told to mush, watch her little TikToks on her own.
yeah, my 8-year-old will probably want to come on it, so probably I'll spare him from that.
12-year old
Anyway,
up on the PC, like I don't see my child for a good 8 hours easy going.
you can follow us on Spotify. We're also on Apple Podcasts. You can follow us on Instagram, the Manchester is Pod. You can follow me personally, Bobby Cash, at Bobby J Cash on Instagram. Misery King Alan K is still your handle on Instagram. I'm on the Twitter, whatever it's called, X these days, the Bobby Cash. We have weird names because we actually know each other through wrestling, which is a story for another day. He is the Misery King. Um, please, if you are watching this on YouTube, hey, hi, hello, sorry, leave a comment down below, like, share, and subscribe. Let us know what you thought of the derby predictions coming up. Leave us a rating and review on Spotify. Leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts. Um, I've been Bobby the Blue. That's very close to Bonnie Blue. I might change that.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's there or thereabouts.
I'm
We'll
taking
go
it
Bobby
back.
Blue.
I'm taking it
Bobby
back.
Blue.
There's some merch there. I'm taking it back. Uh, I've been Bobby Cash. He has been that way. He has been the Misery King, Alan Kay. And we will see you next time, next week. Manchester is pod. Cheers.
See ya.